Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Judge Tammy Long Hayward. This is the State Court of Clayton County. This is the traffic bench calendar for January 11th of 2024, 11 a.m. calendar. I'm going to call the calendar. If you have an attorney, they'll speak for you and make the announcement on your behalf. But if you are representing yourself, please let me know that you're here. If your name does not appear on the screen, it's going to be difficult for us to help you. So if your designation comes up as anything other than your first and last name, please make sure that you adjust that so that your first and last name appear on the screen. Jones, y'all there? Anyone in the courthouse? I mean, the courtroom? I see your, oh, there you are.
Sorry about that. It wasn't clicking on there, but yes, we're here.
Okay, no problem. All right, the first cases on the calendar belong to Marcellus Zachariah Brooks. Mr. Brooks has 3 cases. Marcellus Zachariah Brooks.
He's in the courtroom, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Brooks, good morning.
Good morning.
So, Mr. Brooks, you're here for a bench trial. If before we start trial, you'd like to consider any plea offer made by the state, I will allow them to speak to you, and then you can make a consideration of whether you would like to take a plea or go to trial.
All right.
Okay. Ms. King, do you have an offer for Mr. Brooks on failure to yield, speeding 26 to 30 over, and license not on person?
I do, Your Honor. For the failure to yield, the state is offering a $100 fine. His NOLO is available. And then for the speeding, Mr. Brooks has had multiple speeding citations, one on March 1st, 2023, another one on April 15th of 2022, and another one on April 23rd of 2022. So given his history, we will be offering a fine of $400. And then for the license not on person, we will be willing to dismiss that charge.
Okay, so as I heard, $100 for the first one, $400 for the second one. The $400 fine would come with a surcharge. I think it's $5. I'm not sure what the surcharge is. I'll have to look that one up. But it's going to be more than $400. And it's going to be closer to $500. And the last one would be no cost.
Yes.
Did you wish to take a plea, Mr. Brooks, or do you wish to go to trial? I did mention that you have a NOLO available to you that would help you avoid points on your license or suspension of your license.
So would a NOLO actually show on my record?
I'm sorry. Speak up for me.
Would a NOLO put points on my record if I plead NOLO?
No, NOLO's allowed. If you haven't used a NOLO within the last 5 years, and Ms. King indicates that a NOLO is available to you, then that would help you avoid points on your license. But I do have to tell you, you keep racking up the speedings, sir, it's going to mess up your insurance, and it's going to put enough points on your license to eventually suspend. What's going on? Where you rushing to? You driving an ambulance that you tell me about?
No, ma'am. I DoorDash.
Okay, sir. I have partaken of DoorDash a time or two. It ain't gonna kill nobody to wait that extra 3 minutes for their food. Yeah. It might kill you speeding or somebody else on the road.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I want you here. You're not gonna die for food delivery. That's not a noble way to go.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. How old are you, sir?
27.
I applaud you working and trying to get your hustle on, but you gotta be here to earn that money. So, did you wish to enter a NOLO plea to avoid the points on your license? If you're found guilty, it's gonna have a different effect on your record. So if you DoorDash, I'm not sure what a NOLO would do, but I know a guilty determination would be bad.
Yes,
you want to go talk?
I think
you're looking back there like you got counsel. You want to go ask whoever it is you're looking at, or did you need an attorney to assist you? What's going on?
No. I will take it.
Okay, raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true.
Yes.
All right, you can put your hand down. So, Mr. Brooks, you're before the court on citation citation number 2021 TK 11510, Marcellus Zachariah Brooks, failure to yield the right of way. You're entering a plea of nolo. The second case is 2022 TK 02808, speeding 26 to 30 miles per hour. You're entering a plea of nolo. The third case is 2022 TK 02810, license not on person. That part will be no prost. By entering a plea of nolo to each of these offenses, each of the first two offenses, you give up the right to have a trial by jury or judge. You give up the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You give up the right to have the presumption of innocence in your favor. You give up the right to confront witnesses, subpoena witnesses, present testimony and evidence on your behalf, to not incriminate yourself or present any testimony or evidence against yourself. And Mr. Brooks, if you're not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could negatively impact your immigration status, sir.
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
all right.
Your Honor, I have one question.
Sure.
Are those separate cases or that's one case you just named?
So TK cases are traffic offenses. So like when you come in for traffic arraignment, they come in as separate charges. If they were to go to the solicitor's office and be accused, meaning the solicitor would review the information, look at the information sent in by the police officer, and they would decide if they needed to change any of the charges based on the facts that they had from the police officer, or if they needed to add any charges. Then all of those charges would be put together under one criminal accusation number. But because they're separate tickets, they each get their own TK number.
Oh, okay. That's why I was making sure. I was trying to see was it all one citation?
Yeah. So it's 3 different citations. If one of them, if you got like 3 different tickets on the same day, they would go all under the same accusation number if they went through the solicitor's office. If you had separate events, like 2 tickets on one day, 1 ticket on another day, you'd have 2 different accusation numbers. Okay.
So these are okay.
I'm sorry. These are just still tickets in the traffic division.
All right.
Okay. All right. So the other thing is the fines and fees. I can give you up to 60 days to pay those without putting you on probation. But if you needed more time to pay, there's a probation option where you would have up to 12 months to pay, but your probation would terminate as soon as you have paid the fines and fees. So if, say, you needed 3 months to pay, by the 3rd month you have it paid, your probation would terminate. So it's either the 60 days or the 12-month option. Which would you like?
60 days.
Okay. All right. So Ms. King, factual basis recommendation? Or
Yes,
is Ms. Jones? Okay, go ahead.
For the failure to yield on June 17th of 2021, Officer Richards responded to a vehicle accident at Highway 138 at Handover Parkway. During the investigation, he had determined that the defendant was the at-fault driver for failure to yield. The state's recommendation on that is a $100 fine. And then on a separate incident, a separate date on February 19th of 2022, Trooper Eric Thomas, he conducted a traffic stop on the defendant for speeding. He was doing 95 and a 65 at I-75 Expressway at Highway 138. The state's recommendation on that is going to be a $400 fine. He was also cited on that day for having his license was not on person. The state is willing to no-pross that charge. I would always like to say that the defendant, you can only use NOLO for a moving violation once every 5 years. So NOLO will not be available to him on both the speeding and the failure to yield.
Okay, so of the 2, I'm not sure which would give you the most points. but you can use it on one or the other.
The failure to yield, I would like to take that, and that the failure to yield was an accident, right?
I'm
That was
sorry.
a vehicle.
The failure to yield led in an accident.
Yes, that was a
I'm not.
vehicle accident.
Yeah, Ms. King says there was an accident. I'm not looking at the facts.
All right, the failure to yield, I want to take that to trial, jury trial, and
Okay.
the other one I plead no to.
Okay.
Yeah, because the failure to yield, that's a case I want to take to trial anyway.
Ms. King, did those happen on 2 separate days?
They did occur on 2 separate days.
Okay, so the court is going to accept your plea of nolo to the speeding 26 to 30 over, and that will be a fine in the amount of $400. The court will give you 60 days in which to pay. I was trying to find my fee sheet so you would know. 1 second. Oh, shoot, I can't find it. But I know it's going to be a little bit more than the 400. But you'll have 60 days in which to pay. The second one for no licensed auto person is going to be no cost. And you wish to have a trial on the speeding. Are you ready to go forward at right now?
The state is ready, Your Honor.
Okay, you ready, sir?
For the trial for driving with
For failure to yield.
yes.
Okay, so now the state is going to present their evidence in this case. The state has the burden of proving the case against you beyond a reasonable doubt. You do not have to present any evidence or testimony. You have a Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination, which means that you don't have to testify. You don't have to present any evidence. It is the state's burden to prove you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt on the offense of failure to yield. If the state brings witnesses to present their case, you have the right to ask questions of any witnesses that they present. Now, I want you to remember, you can ask questions like in your conversation. You want to know what it is that happened at the event or what the officer did. You can ask them questions about that. What I ask you not to do is make any statements about, well, no, what I did was, because then you would be testifying and you have not yet decided whether you wish to testify and give up your constitutional right to remain silent, okay? So if you're asking questions, don't think that you have to do it in any formal way, like you're a lawyer. Just ask common sense questions that you want the court to know that would help flesh out the situation so I understand what happened on that day, okay?
Okay.
All right, so the state's going to begin once they have presented their witness. Then you'll have the opportunity to cross-examine, and then once they are finished, if there's a statement that you'd like to make based on the evidence presented, then you can do that too, okay?
All right.
All right, Ms. King, this is case 2021 TK 11510, failure to yield the right-of-way. You may call your first witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state will call Officer Garcia. Can't see him. Officer Garcia, you want to? Okay, will you please raise your right hand? You swear that the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
And Officer Garcia, where were you employed on June 17th of 2021?
Clayton County Police Department.
And what was your position with the Clayton County Police Department?
At that time, I believe I was an FTO, field training officer.
Okay, and were you post-certified?
Yes.
And were you dispatched to a vehicle accident on that day at Highway 138 and Handover Parkway?
I did. It was right in front of the Kroger Plaza on the streetway.
Okay, and when you arrived, what did you observe?
I observed the vehicles at a resting position, Mr. Brooks' vehicle and the Hyundai Santa Fe that he collided with in the center lane.
Okay, can you, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Can you repeat the last part?
So I observed the vehicles at the resting position. They were on the middle lane. Mr. Brooks had came out of the plaza and struck another vehicle on the front right side.
Okay, and did you get an opportunity to speak with the defendant?
I did.
Okay, did he make any statements about what had occurred?
Yeah, he said that he was coming out of the Kroger Plaza and the other person was traveling in the middle lane, which they already had the right of way. And Mr. Brooks admitted to an accident happening when he came out of the parking lot.
Okay, and
That was
were the
he also provided a written statement saying so.
okay, and when you arrived, were the vehicles still touching one another? Did you see impact with the two vehicles?
Yeah, you saw the vehicle number 2, which was a black Honda Santa Fe, had damage on the right front side, and Mr. Brooks had damage on the front left corner.
Okay, and were you able to determine who was the at-fault driver?
Yes, it was Mr. Brooks.
Okay, and how did you come to that conclusion?
Based on my knowledge, training, experience, many accidents I've worked, looking at the vehicles at their resting position, showing how the incident happened, his admission verbal that was caught on body camera, stating that he came out of the parking lot and the accident occurred.
Okay, thank you, Officer Garcia. No further questions at this time, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Brooks, did you have any questions for Officer Garcia?
Yes, Mr. Officer Garcia, was I told to write anything down on the police report by you?
Say that again?
Did you tell me to write something down on the police report?
I give everybody a chance to give their a chance, to give their testimony, and you
No,
chose to give me a written statement.
No, I asked you, did you tell me to write certain details down on my police report that I did not do?
I don't know what you're trying to say by saying that, but I give everybody a chance to write down a statement, basically stating what happened. That is your chance and being objective so that you can explain your side of the story. I don't make a determination based on one side. I look at the whole totality and based on what people say and what I see as well.
Okay, you told me, you just said that you give people the chance to write their side down, or you say you give people a chance to write their side down, correct?
I said that, yes.
All right, so with you telling me to write something down, is that give me an option, or that's you making an option for me?
That's giving you an option. I'm not coercing you to write anything down. You wrote it with your own hand.
Your Honor, is there a way I can subpoena the body cam?
It's a little late for that. You could have done it prior to the trial.
The trial, I didn't know I was gonna have a trial, a jury trial.
Your notice says bench trial, traffic court.
Your Honor, to be honest, I never received nothing in the mail. I was checking my court dates today, and they told me down in the clerk's office I had a court date because I got a pending legitimization case. So I was checking my legitimization case, and while I checked that, I checked all my court dates, and they just told me that today.
All right. Is the address on your driver's license the address where you're supposed to receive notice?
At the time, I don't know what address I had on that driver's license, but it's usually 376 McDonald Boulevard.
Okay. Ms. King, do you have a address that notice would have been sent to?
Yeah, I'm looking.
Thank you.
1 second, Your Honor. What did he say the address? Did he say 376 McDonough Boulevard?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
That's the one that's what's showing on his driver's license. Let me see if we have something different in
That should be the one in the system too.
PUA.
It should be what now?
It should be the one in the system because I always, check my court dates every week. I check them weekly.
Okay, forget checking your court date. What I'm trying to ascertain is whether the address we have for you would have resulted in you getting a written notice.
Oh.
Where do you currently still live at that McDonough address?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Let me see. Brooks. That's what we have in the system, Your Honor.
That's where the notice was sent, sir. And it would have informed you that you had a trial scheduled for today.
All right. So do we continue? I can continue to ask questions.
Sure.
All right.
Judge, what did he say his address was?
Something on McDonough, something. McDonough is the street.
376 McDonough Boulevard.
Because in the system, notice going to go to what's in the system, and you actually have them going to Forest Park.
Yeah. See, that's why I said that, because my address at the time was Forest Park. But like I said, I always come down here and I update my address. And I
Okay.
never received
His address is still in Forest Park, and I don't see an update.
Okay, did you update your address with us?
Yes, Your Honor.
With
Yeah.
who? With which clerk's office? Because you said you have a legitimation case. There's a Superior Court clerk for legitimation and state court for traffic.
Yes, I have several traffic court cases in Clayton County. It's updated in the traffic court where I go pay my ticket at. The traffic people, yeah, it's updated with them.
Okay, so when you called about your traffic, did you ask what kind of court date it was?
Yes, I don't call. I come down here weekly, and when I come down here weekly, yes, every week I come down here and I check my court dates because I don't depend on mail, because mail can be slow, anything can happen. So yes, it's in their system.
Okay, so Mr. Brooke, you have several addresses on each ticket. It's a different address, Judge.
It shouldn't be that, because I only have
So, okay, on the first ticket, he has an address of McDonough Boulevard, Atlanta.
That's the ticket we're here for.
And that's where that notice would have went. And then the second ticket, he has on the second ticket, Forest Park.
Yeah, the notice probably went to McDonough, sir, because you have to update us. If that's it would have been the address that was on your license at the time that you got the ticket. And then if something changes, you have a responsibility to come in and change your address.
Yes, which I did, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Okay, so Mr. Brooks, okay, did you wish to continue asking questions in this case?
Yes.
Go ahead, sir.
Sergeant, what is it? The officer name?
Officer Santiago Garcia.
It's Santos Garcia.
Oh, Santos Garcia. I'm sorry. Excuse me, but my glasses don't work well with this computer. So.
Officer Santiago Garcia.
Santos Garcia.
All right. Did I state to you that I was already in the immediate while the car was driving the immediate?
I say that again.
I said, did I tell you when I was right, when I read my statement, when I was telling you that I was in the median while the car was driving the median, like I was already in the median and the car was driving from the red light all the way down to the median and hit me?
All right, so by your mere statement, what you're saying to me is that that's what I explained to you on the accident, is that the person that's on the main roadway, which is 138, right? They have the right of way. You are negotiating a merging from a private parking lot, which does not give you the right to enter the roadway until it's safe to do so. That's what I explained to you on the accident.
Okay.
So by you coming out of that parking lot, you caused the accident because you didn't have the right of way.
That didn't cause the accident.
Okay, so what caused the accident? You tell me.
I'm in the median.
Hold on.
Your Honor, I would object.
Oh, hold on, I got this. All right. So, Mr. Brooks, did you have any other questions of Mr. Garcia? Because I don't want you to tell me what you think caused the accidents, because then you'll be testifying and I haven't gone through your rights with you. Did you have any other questions of Officer Garcia?
No, ma'am.
All right. Ms. King, any redirect?
No redirect, Your Honor. Let me see. I do believe we have the victim here. Is Steven Sutter on the platform? Suter? Let me see. I don't know who Samsung SM is. Samsung SM, if you could unmute yourself and show yourself. Samsung SM, what is your name?
Yes, I'm Steven Souter.
Okay. Your Honor, this is our victim in the case. If I could continue on questioning him.
You may.
Thank you. Mr. Souter, will you please raise your right hand? Do you swear that the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay. And Mr. Sutter, were you, you can put your hand down. Mr. Sutter, were you involved in a vehicle accident on June 17th on 2021?
Yes.
And what did that, do you recall the accident occurring at Highway 138 at Handover Parkway?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And based on your perspective, can you tell the court what had occurred?
I was coming down the middle lane of Highway 138, and the car just came out and struck me, you know what I'm saying, from the right side. And that's what it was from there.
Okay.
I
Mr.
just
Sutter,
called
did you,
the-
go ahead.
I just called the police after that.
Okay, you called the police. Okay, did you see where the vehicle came from that struck you?
I didn't see it until it hit me. Like I could tell from where it came from then because it's now it's a space in between
Okay.
the other cars.
And were you able to get a look at the defendant? I mean, at the driver?
Yes.
Okay, and was it the defendant, Mr. Brooks, the one you see on the platform here today?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. No further questions, Your Honor.
I got 1,000 pens on my desk and I can't find one that works. All right, Mr. Brooks, did you have any questions for Mr. Sauter?
Yes.
Go ahead, sir.
Mr. Sodom, when you were struck, was your car in motion or was it standing still?
Nah, it was sitting still. I was ready to turn because there was other traffic coming up the other way. So that was the reason why I couldn't get on through there. You know what I'm saying? So it was sitting still, just waiting to be able to make a left turn.
So you telling me you didn't drive down the median?
I already had did it. I'm saying I already did that and it came to a complete stop. I just was waiting to turn to drop off the person I had in my car.
All right, Your Honor, that's all the questions I have.
All right, any redirect, Ms. King?
No redirect, Your Honor. The state has no other witnesses. We will rest at this time.
All right, Mr. Brooks, at this time, if you wish to enter any evidence or testimony that you wanted to bring up to the court's attention, you could. You're not required to. Nobody can make you testify or give any evidence in this case. So, sir, did you wish to testify or do you wish to remain silent?
Your Honor, I want to testify.
All right. Raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true.
Yes.
All right. So, Mr. Brooks, you can put your hand down. You understand that any testimony that you give in this matter could be used in this prosecution or any subsequent prosecution.
Yes.
You understand that no one can make you testify and no one should have promised you anything to get you to testify in this case. Is that true?
Yes.
All right. So, sir, do you wish to give up your right to remain silent and offer testimony in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. All right. Go ahead, sir. Tell me what you need me to know.
All right, Your Honor. I was in the median, Your Honor, and I don't know the dude name, the black male. But yeah, I was in the
Mr.
median.
Sauter?
Mr. Sauter, I was in the median, and he was driving along the median, which I'm in the median, and he was driving along the median. I'm already in the median, and he hit me, and that's what caused the accident. It wasn't a car standing still or nothing. It was a median accident. It wasn't no I came and struck. It wasn't nothing. It was the accident took place in the median, and I think I have.
Okay, let me understand. So where the Kroger parking lot on 138.
Mhm.
We were talking about the Kroger parking center, the Kroger Plaza on 138.
Mhm.
On one side of that street is a Chick-fil-A. On the other side of that street is like the Taco Mac and the Kroger.
No, I wasn't. No, I wasn't. I wasn't by no Chick-fil-A.
Okay,
I don't
am
think.
I located, because that's the Kroger on the 138. That's the only one I can think of. Am I wrong?
Yeah, yes, but you talking about at the intersection? I wasn't at the intersection. I was by the Stevie B's. I think that's the name.
Okay, so coming out by Stevie B's, so there's like
Ongoing traffic.
2 lanes going one way, 2 lanes going the other way. And then there's a median in the middle for turning.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And so where were you?
I was coming out of Stevie B's, and when I was coming out of Stevie B's, I rolled into the median, and when I was in the median, he is coming from the expressway up the street, and what he decided to do is it is traffic, so he gets in the median and he rides the median, and if the accident happens in the median while I'm at a standstill, merging on to ongoing traffic. I'm trying to merge onto ongoing traffic while I'm in the median. He's driving down the median. That's where the car accident happened. It wasn't.
Okay, did he have a turn signal on?
I don't know, Your Honor, because I was looking at the traffic like this, and I don't think I can see why I was looking at the traffic. My baby mom at the time was sitting right here next to me, and she did like this, and he hit us. Boom. And when he hit us, it was an officer that pulled up, and the officer asked him, like, what did you do? And he was like, oh, I came up there, and he drove the median by the gas station all the way down until he made his turn. But the gas station is a good distance away from where I was at. So he rode the median from the gas station all the way down, and that's what caused the accident.
Okay. All right, Ms. King, did you have any questions of Mr. Brooks?
No, Your Honor, I don't have any questions.
And I have
Yes, sir.
all right. And when I was telling the officer Garcia, when I was telling him about the situation, how it went down, Garcia told me to write this and write that. And I was like, no, I was right here. He told me, man, just write this and write that down. He was kind of frustrated. And, me not knowing the law and being a convicted felon, I was kind of scared. So I wrote down what Garcia told me to write down. That'd be all, Your Honor.
Okay. Um, so, Officer Garcia, you said the cars hadn't moved when you arrived on scene?
No, ma'am, they were on the same proximity where the accident occurred.
And I'm trying to picture it. So am I correct in my thinking that both of them were located either wholly or partially in that lane where you go if you're going to turn left or right?
Right. So, if you look at Mr. Brooks' car, where the accident the impact occurred, and you see
Mhm.
that damage on the front left corner, and you see where he struck the other vehicle, it'll tell you, if you work many accidents, that, and by his own admission, that he said he was negotiating a merge onto the main roadway, which gave the other person the right of way. The other person already owned that lane. They were there. And the way he came and struck that vehicle let you know that the other guy already owned the lane. Otherwise, if that was so, Mr. Brooks would have been struck somewhere in the middle of the vehicle on the backside, which would imply that he was already onto the roadway, but he was not. His damage was on the front side. And his own admission, which he wrote on paper and said on body camera, that he was coming out of that plaza, which is private property. He didn't have the right of way.
Your Honor, can I speak?
Yes.
All right, Your Honor. Okay, so I have photos in my phone. This is the only type of evidence I have. I have photos in my phone was when I was in the media and when the driver, Samson, the driver, when he noticed that he was going to hit me, he turned out the media and hit. I don't know if you can see this, Your Honor. You see, he grazed my car. He hit my car trying to turn out the median. I don't have that many. And the cars, oh, hold on one second. See,
Your Honor, the state would
that's the-
object to him showing these photos. The state has not seen any of these photos yet, so at this
All
point,
right.
we will
That's
object.
the stuff.
Hold on, sir. All right, so, Ms. King, do you object to the court seeing the photos from the scene?
I do,
Do you
Your
want to
Honor.
see them first? What do you want?
I didn't hear you.
I said, you want to see them first? I can put you in a breakout room.
Yes, that's fine, Your Honor. I can
Okay.
see the photo.
1 second. All right, so I'm gonna put the courtroom and Ms. King in breakout room number 1. Ms. King, come back when you've had a chance to look at the photographs.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Brooks, once you and Ms. King are in the breakout room, show her the photographs and y'all can have a discussion about those.
All right.
All righty. We'll be right back.
Thank you for your time, Your Honor. We're ready. I've seen the photos.
Mr. Brooks,
Yes, Your Honor.
did you wish to enter those pictures into the record of the court so that the court could view them?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, does the state have any objections to the court seeing the pictures from the scene?
State has no objection.
All right, so Mr. Brooks, put your camera as close as you can to the okay, so
That's
is that
the passenger side of the car.
of whose car?
My car. The blue
Okay.
red car is my car.
And had you moved the car when you took these pictures?
No, I was when the car accident took place, I was not out the median. As I stated, Your Honor, I was in the median. I was saying like I was parked at the median, right? And remember I told you when he was driving, he noticed my car right there and he tried to swerve outside the median to avoid hitting me. He grazed his car and grazed my car. That's why it was a left side hit, because I'm facing like this and he facing at me. He's coming like me. He's coming at me. So when he came at me and he realized I was in the median, he tried to turn and it was a graze. It was a graze. That's why it was 2 left sides hit.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
As
You
you-
said you saw him coming from the gas station. Is that the raceway?
Yeah, the raceway. He's coming from the raceway.
Okay, so as he's coming from the raceway and you saw him in the median, why did you get into the median
No,
from Stevie B's?
I was already in the median. Listen, I merged, my bad. I merged into the median. I'm already in the median.
Okay,
While I'm in the median, he's driving down. He's coming from the raceway, driving down while I'm already at a standstill in the median.
okay, so between the raceway and Stevie B's, there's a light.
Yeah, that's a good distance. That's a good
Okay,
distance.
so when had he come up to the light when you saw him?
No, he was already. See, okay, it happened right in front of the Stevie B. Let me see if I have a picture. As you can see, it
Okay,
happened.
I know where the Stevie B's is. What I'm saying is the raceway is far back because you got to pass the raceway. You're coming out of the raceway and you got to pass the Waffle House parking lot, the Jiffy Lube or the Lube Plates parking lot, the entrance to the Kroger parking center, the Krispy Kreme. I mean the Crystals, and then Stevie B's. And so all of those, he had to pass all of those places to get to you.
Yes.
Okay.
He was coming from the racetrack, and when he came from the racetrack, and I think there's a light right there. When he came from the racetrack, he entered right there by the light by the crystals. He entered the median, and he drove the median down. He rode the median all the way down. Right there, he rode the median all the way down from right there. He rode it down, and I'm in the car. I'm at a standstill. I'm already in the median, but as you can see, hold on, it's kind of blurry. You see, it's a graze. If you really look at it, it's a graze. And let me show you his car. You see his car? It's a graze. When he realized I was in the median, he tried to turn out the median. That's why his car is like that. He tried to turn out the median and he hit me. And look, hold on. Look, 1 second. 1 second. He hit me out the median. I'm finna show you. You see? You see? That's inside the median. That stuff is inside the median. The car accident happened inside the median. It wasn't, and as you can see, this is the other side, not the side on the Stevie B's. This is the other side where the hotel at, because it's a hotel right across the street. I think he was trying to turn in.
Yeah.
This is on, yes, this is right. This happened inside the median. It wasn't no, and you know, the Stevie B's is on this side. So if it would have happened on the Stevie B side, all the Milders and Shackers and stuff would be on the Stevie B side. The residue and all it would be on the Stevie B side. He knocked me out the median trying to avoid the accident. And when he knocked, I guess my brakes, I don't know, I think my brakes broke and it rolled me out. It rolled me out the median. He knocked me out the median. He rolled the median and knocked me out the median.
All right. So Ms. King.
I don't have any questions for the defendant, John.
All right. So did Mr. Does the state have argument at this time?
Yes, Your Honor. I would just like to say a few things. First of all, during the defendant's testimony, he admitted to merging into oncoming traffic. He admitted that the defendant was in the lane where it was oncoming traffic, and he at one point he said he saw him coming and that he was already in the median. And then later on, he's just now saying that Mr. Sutter was in the median. So he changed the story during his testimony. At one point, he said the victim was driving on the oncoming traffic way, and then he changed and said he was in the median. And there was only a small portion of, I don't know whose particles of vehicles that was, but it was only a small part that was in the median. It wasn't even all the way in the median. It was just a little bit of the way in the median. So I think just based on his testimony alone, you could take that alone and where he admitted to going and merging into oncoming traffic. And then just taking the officer's testimony into consideration based on his training and experience, what he observed and what he said that the defendant stated to him, admitting to going into oncoming traffic. And also based on the victim's testimony where he advised that he was not in the median. He advised that he was stopped on oncoming traffic and that he was hit by the defendant. So based on that, Your Honor, we would ask that you find the defendant guilty of failure to yield to oncoming traffic.
All right. Anything else, Mr. Brooks?
Yes, Your Honor. When she said I'm there trying to say I merged and I hit the car. It wasn't no merge. I didn't merge into ongoing traffic and hit no car. I merged to ongoing traffic. Yes, I did. And I was at a standstill in the median, ready to yield to ongoing traffic. While I'm at a standstill at the median, I was struck by a car, the car that I've showed. I was struck while I'm in a standstill. He's driving down the median. He's driving all the way down the median while I'm at a standstill in the median, and he hit me. That's not right. And as far as the police report, the officer, I wasn't prepared because I just found out I had this court day today. The officer told me to write that. Like, I explained to him like this, and he told me, oh, write this. But I said, okay. But I was in the media and I was this, and he told me to write it. I wish I can subpoena a body count, because I ain't have no what's the name? No what is it called? They didn't send me nothing in the mail.
Okay. So, Mr. Brooks, so I have to listen to both sides and consider what evidence is gonna weigh in favor of or against the conviction in your case. And I'm as you can tell, I'm very familiar with that intersection. The part that unfortunately weighs heavily on the side of you being convicted is that you told me that the gentleman was already in the median and he was riding the median. So even if he was improperly driving in the median too long, like if he was driving the whole length of the street in the median, you already knew that he was there in the median. And what they call it is you had the last clear chance to avoid the accident because you saw him coming from the raceway all the way through those other businesses, and he's still coming, and you were in the median, but you saw him coming.
No, Your Honor, I saw that like while I'm already in the median. It wasn't like I was merging and I seen it coming. I was already in the median, and I seen him merge in the median and drive down. I see him coming to. That's how I can tell you why I see him come into the median. That's how I see him ride down the median. I was in the median already. It wasn't. It's like I'm merging and I see him ride down the median. No, that's not the case. I was already in the median, and I seen him like riding down. I'm not like, okay, let me break. I already merged. I merged and I'm driving. I merged all going traffic. I'm in the median. While I'm in the median, I'm seeing a car drive down the median. While I'm already in the median. Like when I was merging, he wasn't okay. When I was in the median, nobody was in the median. I see him turn into the median and ride down the median. That's what I'm saying. I'm telling you why I see him merge in the median. While I'm in the median, I see him merge in the median and ride down the median and hit me while I'm at a standstill. If you know. That's what I was saying. Like when I was saying I see him, I wasn't merging and I seen him coming down the median. I merged and I'm in the median. And while I'm in the median, he's riding down the median. He's riding down. I see him merging into the median and ride down the median and hit. Because if they were saying I merged and I hit him.
Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Brooks. It still's not making sense the way you're telling it. So at this point, the court is going to find you guilty of the offense of failure to yield. Okay. Ms. King, do you have a recommendation?
Yes, yeah, the state would ask for a $300 fine.
Well, I don't want to penalize the man because he took his to trial and exercised his rights. The fine will be $100. Mr. Brooks, the fine is $100, $151.50 with the surcharges. Did you wish to pay that today or have additional time? I can give you 60 days to pay that.
60 days.
All right. So this is what I want you to do, Mr. Brooks. I want you to go downstairs to the traffic court window on the second floor. When you come back through the double doors into the hallway, go to your left, the traffic court window, they'll give you your paperwork. Please don't leave the courthouse before you have your paperwork. They'll give you your paperwork for both cases. Make sure you leave there with 2 pieces of paper. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
They'll also. Yes, sir.
So my total is $500?
Essentially, it might be a little bit more than that, but here's I'll give you the 60 days to pay. This is what I say to you. If you feel like you're not going to be able to pay it all within the 60 days, but you have to have made some payments, okay? Then you can contact my office and we can see if we can give you a little bit of extra time. All right, but you got to pay something on both of them.
Yes, Your Honor. I should have it paid within 60 days.
All right. So you're going to go downstairs to the second floor. Please make sure you don't leave there without your paperwork. Okay.
All right.
All right, Mr. Brooks, you actually did a pretty good job. It's just that I'm really, really familiar with that intersection. So head on down to the second floor for me and be safe out there, all right?
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
All right, have a blessed day.
You too.